Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. I'll show you by the end of this video how you'll be earning passive income, and I mean truly passive income, and be reaping the benefits of compound interest and leveraging it to work for you. This is the key mathematical principle that makes people wealthy, and if you don't understand it, you will never be able to achieve any level of wealth. You just can't save your way there. You need to invest. I'm going to show you how you can automate every single process of it, so you don't even have to think about it. You can just set it up and it will run automatically for you. In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide showing you exactly from nothing, you have nothing downloaded, to getting your first £100 in the stock market. And if you skip this video, you'll be part of the huge percentage of people who don't know what compound interest is and how to get it to work for them. I'm going to show you how you can make your money make you more money. So section 1 is going to be about Trading212 specifically. This is the platform you and I are going to use to get your first £100 into the stock market. Trading212 is a brokerage platform. So basically they are the middleman between you and the stock market. You have your money, the stock market has stocks on it and shares of companies on it. To bridge the gap, they have brokerage accounts. These are things like Trading212, Webull, eToro, loads of different stuff. They all effectively do the same thing. They may market in different ways, but they are just bridging the gap between you and your money and the stock market / asset you're trying to buy. You'll also see that there is brokerage accounts for loads of different assets, things like gold and crypto, but today we're focusing purely on stocks. Trading212 is a platform, and why I recommend it is because it's super user friendly and it's very easy to just get in and start investing, and you don't need anything fancy. Trading212 is one of the largest brokerage in the UK and across the world just in general. For safety reasons, I like going with them. Also, they are insured, so up to £85,000 you'll get a refund just like you would in a normal bank. So it's perfect for beginners. It's honestly perfect. You could start and stop with Trading212. That could be your brokerage account that you use forever. Setting up a Trading212 account. There is 3 accounts you can set up. It's the CFD, which is more of the day trading side. Don't touch any of this. This is gambling. It's not investing. Then you have 2 main investing accounts. You have your ISA account, which is your individual savings account. So you can contribute £20,000 per tax year, and any gains you make inside of this ISA are tax free. Then you have your regular Trading212 Invest, and they both are the same platform, except the ISA one allows you to have loads of tax benefits like the £20,000 a year tax free. This one you can contribute as much money as you want towards it after tax, but anything that's made and any of the gains made will be taxed on. If you have ISA set up in other accounts, make sure that this doesn't clash with those. But now, since April of 2024, you can actually have multiple ISA accounts with multiple brands. As long as you don't contribute more than £20,000 to total all of them in 1 year, you'll be fine. But I'm assuming in this video you don't have an ISA account, or you don't have a stocks and shares ISA account, which is what we're opening up today. So to open a Trading212 account, it's quite simple. You just need to prove that you are who you say you are. So you'll need a proof of ID, either a passport or a driving license in the UK, and you'll need to fill out all your information, so your name, date of birth, all of those things, and then provide some of those evidences, wherever it be a passport or a driving license. That is simple. That is it. That's all you need to do to get from, you just download the app in the App Store and then sign up using all of that stuff, put your phone number in, all of that, put your real details in, and then you'll start making an account. And ideally we want to make an ISA account. If you want, you can use my link. There's one in the description, and it'll give you a free share. It also gives me a free share to say thank you. Now, this will give you one, so you can sell it and you can invest in whatever you want, or you can keep the share, but it just gives you something to start out. Assuming that all goes fine, what you need to do now is get your money from your bank account into Trading212, and that can be much easier than you think. If you just press the top and you do deposit funds, you'll be able to send money from your bank account to the thing here. So I'll show you how you can do that here. So now hopefully you have £100 in your Trading212 account. What do you invest in? So for Trading212, the main things we're looking at here are stocks. They do offer other things, but mainly what we're looking at are blue chip stocks and ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds. Indexes are just a list of companies. So there'll be loads of different things on there, and you'll recognize some of the brand names to start with, like Netflix and Apple and stuff like that you obviously are familiar with. Picking individual stocks is one way you can do this. You can also just buy a basket of stocks, and that is an ETF. So something like the S&P 500, this is an ETF. So this is an exchange traded fund, and it is a fund of the 500 of the most popular companies in the US. Statistically, why people like this so much is because 500 of the most productive companies in the US over the last 100 years has returned about 10.6% year over year. So this is a pretty safe investment in terms of it's quite well diversified. There's 500 companies instead of one. And obviously previous performance doesn't indicate future success, but over the last 100 years, it's been a pretty staple thing of the stock market and tracking the overall stock market as a whole, because 500 companies makes up a lot of different sectors. Most people will underperform the market. Most people who, even hedge funds, will underperform the market. So you and I are probably just best investing in an ETF. The S&P 500, the FTSE 100 is like the UK equivalent. It's the 100 of the most popular companies, but in the UK. I'm not going to tell you how to invest your money. That's for you to decide. I'm just going to show you how you can actually invest some of your money. So once you pick something you like, and I'll show you how to do that afterwards, this is how you would buy it. First of all, you go into whatever stock or ETF that you're trying to buy. For me, we're going to buy the S&P 500. So we're going to go in there and we're going to buy and put a buy order in. You can do limit orders and market orders. Market order just means at the market price. So when the market opens, because it's only open for a certain amount of time, you're going to open, when it does open, you want to buy it at market price and you want to buy £1,000 worth or £200 worth, whatever you've got. A limit order is you're going to buy a certain amount for a certain price, and if it doesn't hit that, it doesn't fill. And you can change that here, and I'll show you how you can do that there. There are many different ways to invest in and analyze stocks and ETFs and stuff like that. What I recommend you do if you are trying to investigate certain stocks specifically, just use Yahoo Finance. It's free. Type in the ticker symbol, so that's just the little abbreviation that every company will have. Yahoo Finance, and you'll see all the fundamentals of the company, so you can see how much they earn and their balance sheets and all that kind of stuff, what the stock and the price has previously done, and you can do your own research into it. You can look at the PE ratio, so the price to earnings ratio of that company, and if it's one that you like or think is valued fairly. You can also look at some of the news coming out about that company as well, and you can look at other things like YouTube videos, and you can get properly into it. You can see all the earning reports that they've done, and you can look at earning calls previously and their plans and stuff like that. You can get really into depth in terms of the research, and it's kind of too much for me to go over in this video. It's too advanced for someone who just wants to invest their first 100. Now, once you've done this and you've bought something that you like, or you've bought a basket of things that you like, what I'd recommend you do is automate this. It means that you don't have to think about it and it can just happen, and you don't really have to do anything. So regardless of whatever you're buying, what I want you to do is make a pie in Trading212. A pie is just basically a split, and you can split out the pie however you want with certain companies. So for example, we're going to do a pie and we're going to do some of the S&P 500, some of Apple, and some of Amazon. This is just a general example. But this pie is split a third of each. So I'm going to want to invest every £100 I put in, it will put £33 to each of these companies, or ETFs, because obviously the S&P 500 is a company. So when I created this pie, what I can then do is I can turn on the auto invest feature. So it will automatically invest a certain amount of money when I say to, every month or every however often you set it to be, and it will take it from your available cash. So this is how we're going to automate this whole system. What you want to do is set up a standing order going from your bank account to Trading212. That will fill your Trading212 account up with cash. Then you can turn on the auto invest feature in your pie, and you can say every week or whatever, I want it to invest £100, auto invest, and it will pull from the money you've sent in. So you don't even have to think about it. Say you put in a standing order from every paycheck, so every first of every month, a standing order goes out of your bank, £100 goes into Trading212. And then that £100, 3 days later or whatever, will auto invest into the market at the market prices in those three companies in the allocation that you set out. That's how you can automate your whole financial investment portfolio in one step. It's pretty easy. If you want to manage and review your portfolio, all you need to do is look at the main screen and it'll show you. You can also go into the pie specifically and see how each stock has been doing and where you're at in terms of a profit and a loss. You'll also see in the profit and loss section, there'll be an FX indicator or impact. And this will just basically mean if you're buying American companies, it needs to convert from pounds to dollars to buy those companies. And obviously the pound and the dollar fluctuate in price. So if the pound is weak, you're actually getting more dollars for it and it's actually doing better, and that's why you may see it green and you may be in the positive in terms of the FX impact, and that's because your currency is now actually worth less, but you traded it for a more promising currency, say the US. So that's why you may see a slight discrepancy. You may be up 10% in your stock pick, but your FX impacts might be minus 2%. That's why it's showing 8%. Now you're gonna have £100 in your brokerage account and hopefully ideally invested in something of your choice. If you're not comfortable with it just yet, what I'd recommend is you go through all the steps like before. So you set up an account and everything like that, but you don't deposit any money, and instead what you do is you just use paper money. There's a feature where you can just, give yourself a certain amount of money and then invest it, and you can see how that will look for you and what you would have done if you had done real money. However, we're investing here, we're not gambling. So this is gonna be stuff over the long term. This is the next 10, 20, 30 years of investing. So I recommend if you can get started today and get started now, because now, the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The second best time is now. If you want to see what this can actually return for you and how crazy compound interest can get, watch the video I did on why the first 100K is the most important, because it will change the way you think about it completely.